Alright guys, so today we have some pretty interesting news coming out about Battlefront 2 and now even Battlefront 3. It seems that there's some grassroots, really interesting and really out of nowhere hype for Battlefront 3 taking over all of the platforms. We have Twitter being taken over by Give Us Battlefront 3 now. We have TikTok Battlefront 3 trending. We have apparently player numbers from Battlefront 2 according to some pretty reliable sources in the community being Battlefront Updates and the Kyber crew. They're saying that Battlefront 2 has actually hit over 176,000 peak players concurrently at just last night. 176,000. This is absolutely crazy for a game that hasn't had a single update in 5 years. A game that was shut down at the peak of its glory, at the peak of its hype, and now it's getting 176,000 players concurrent, and nobody's talking about it. So this is really interesting, and we've even seen actually the actor from Wilmon Park from Andor, he actually tweeted on his, or put on his Instagram story, grew up with Battlefront 2, been a veteran since day one, let's hope Battlefront 3 happens. So I don't know where this swell of support is. I'm hearing other YouTubers say that pretty much all of their videos are having like a groundswell of Battlefront 3 support. Give us Battlefront 3, give us Battlefront 3 on all of their videos, even completely unrelated to gaming, but unrelated to Battlefront 3 itself as well. So this is really interesting. I don't know why this has happened out of nowhere. Maybe people just want Battlefront 3. I mean, I have a thesis. For me, I think Star Wars always needs a live service game, always ongoing, just in the background at all times, just to keep people interested in the franchise, just to keep people hyped and to keep people in the Star Wars universe. Because when Battlefront 2 and even 1, for the short period of time that it was running, we had something to go back to. When the shows were bad, we could just go and sink into Battlefront 2. It was always in our minds. You get home from school, you get home from work, let's go play some Battlefront 2 with the boys, you know. We're always just putting our minds back into the Star Wars universe. But we don't have that at the moment, and this is allowing the brand to rot and to fester and if a bad show happens, we don't have anything else to put some salt on that, in some way of saying. Like, it just... First of all, it keeps Star Wars out of the consciousness by not having an ongoing live service game. But second of all, it doesn't allow a retreat from bad content in other places. But back when Battlefront 2 was hyped, it was always in the mainstream conscious because there was a live service game. But anyway, this groundswell of Battlefront 3 support is absolutely crazy. There's also a video by Bombastic, a Star Wars. He used to be a gaming, but he also covers everything now. He's made a call for, if you support Battlefront 3, if you want it to happen, make your voices heard right now. Put it in the comments of everyone. Put it everywhere, because this is the only chance we have. If we want Battlefront 3, we have to make our voices heard now. And sadly, it won't come out for a long time. I mean, these games, especially these AAA games, take years to get going. And they're probably not going to be building based off of the skeleton and the roots of Battlefront 2, because the DICE team who were behind that were shuttered and moved on to other projects. And I think they exist as a team, DICE, anymore. Well, definitely not the Battlefront 2 team. So yeah, if you want it to happen, you have to do it now, but we won't see the fruits of this labor for many years. So make it now, do it now. It will happen eventually if you get your voices heard now, but we're not going to be playing it for a while, sadly. There's also, out of nowhere, Aussie Jedi, who's actually returned. Now, Aussie Jedi is an interesting case because he was one of the biggest Star Wars gaming YouTubers back in the day, but he got off the ship early. He saw the writing on the wall pretty much earlier than most of us. He saw the direction of Star Wars content, especially the Disney Plus shows, and he saw that it was not going in a direction that he enjoyed, and it wasn't going in a good direction for the franchise, for the brand, for the viewership, and he hopped off and moved to a new channel called, I think, Movie Overload, something like that, but he basically analyzed why Star Wars died, and then he moved on to covering other content, other movies, other shows, and he had amazing success there, and pretty much gave up on the Star Wars side of things. He just came back now out of a long break, and he just made a video called Star Wars Battlefront 2 is back. Now, this is awesome. I mean, I'm happy to see old faces like this come back. He was one of the staples of the Star Wars gaming community, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Star Wars YouTube is pretty much, it's sectioned off into different categories. We have the gaming YouTubers, we have the lore YouTubers, we have the news YouTubers, and Aussie Jedi was a staple of that gaming fraction, but that gaming fraction is completely dead now. Nobody is just a Star Wars gaming YouTuber. We had Battlefront Knight back in the day, so many more that you could probably name. Azatru, Wolf, he was a good friend of mine back in the day. I mean, these people are just gone. There is no room to be a Star Wars gaming YouTuber anymore. You have to be either in another niche or you have to cover everything, because the Star Wars pie has shrunk so much from bad Disney Plus shows, bad marketing, canon retcons, just so many things have come together to really make a bad mark on the brand. Now, this can be recovered. I always believe this can be recovered. But a lot of work. Like, it's not going to be easy at all. The first thing is they need to implement my canon recommendations. You can see that video on screen now about Dave Filoni. Sadly, he's one of the culprits and he's going to be the president. So, look, I wish Dave the best of luck. I hope he can do well with his presidency of Star Wars, because he's got a big task on his shoulders. Because at the moment, every division of Star Wars is not doing well. We have the gaming side with Battlefront. There are no live service games. Star Wars Squadrons died. We have the Fallen Order games, which are great. The Jedi series, that's great, but they're single player. You can play that pretty much once or twice, and the value's gone. You don't keep coming back to the well for that. The Battlefront games are obviously dead. Nobody's playing them except for right now, which is the big spike. And I can't think whether there been any other games for Star Wars. We have, I think we have the mobile games, but we're not counting those because you can play those without knowing anything about Star Wars. Like, is it, what's the EA one? Anyway, you guys know the pay-to-win EA one. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking. This is a shocking rebirth. We have news from Kaiba, who host private Battlefront 2 servers. These guys have shown that their player counts have gone up. And these are private servers. You have to literally go out of your way to play these. These are not just built into the game. You have to connect to these private servers, which is really cool. So if you're interested in that, go play now. This is the time to do it. Even Eckhart's Ladder made a video on this situation, and he pretty much said that queue times have gone way down. So he used to always see the same faces, and it used to take ages to find a game in Starfighter Assault, Galactic Assault, whatever. Now he finds games quickly, and he's not seeing the same faces. Because he uses the name Eckhart's Ladder on Battlefront, people always recognized him. But now some of the more normie fans, in his words, have come back, and they're not recognizing him, which is a really good sign, because that means the more casuals, the fans who aren't really follow every series like we do, these guys have come back, and they're seeming like they're having a great time on the series, on the Battlefront series. So I really encourage you, get out there now, make some noise, and please make your voice heard. If you want Battlefront 3, this is the only chance you have. Rebellions are built on hope. Cassian Andor, Jyn Erso. Rebellions are built on hope. You might have to, as Luthen said, you might have to work for a sunrise that you will never see. I hope not. I hope it comes sooner than like 10 years, but this is the chance. This is the surge. Please hop onto the surge. Make this happen. And there was also, just one last thing, there was also a quick little rumor from one of the devs where he said that he is actually excited to come back to working on something Star Wars related. And he said there's hype among his fellow devs who used to work with at DICE with him. And it seems like they're either hyping something or they all want to get back into something. I don't know. If that's the case, it might already be started. We might have already created enough noise, enough hype, enough playership and viewership on the Battlefront content to have finally made the dream come true. So if you want Battlefront 3, now is the chance. Put it in the comments. Battlefront 3 now. Put it in the comments if you made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, guys. There's going to be plenty more lore content on this channel, and if Battlefront 3 comes out or we get any news about it, you'll hear it here first. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.